The 7% Takeover Story: How Lord Swaraj Paul Challenged Indian Corporate Giants. India's Financial Crisis. There was a time when India faced one of its worst financial crises: high imports, low exports, and a severe shortage of foreign exchange. To attract much-needed dollars, banks offered sky-high interest rates, 11 to 12%. And for the first time, the Indian government allowed NRIs to freely invest and even repatriate their profits. A new era had quietly begun. A new player enters, Lord Swaraj Paul. And in the middle of this economic uncertainty, one man took a bold step. Lord Swaraj Paul, a British Indian industrialist with a sharp eye for opportunity, decided to invest in India. But not just anywhere. He chose two of the country's most respected business groups. Shockingly low promoter holdings. Lord Paul noticed something surprising, even alarming. The promoters of these companies owned very little of their own firms. Escorts, the Nanda family, held barely 7%. DCM, the Bharat Ram and Charat Ram families, held even less, under 5%. The rest, scattered among thousands of public shareholders. The silent accumulation. Lord Paul began quietly buying shares from the open market, day after day, trade after trade, until soon, he owned more shares than the promoters themselves. The news shook corporate India. Was this a takeover attempt? Suddenly, headlines erupted. Is Swaraj Paul attempting a takeover? Promoters panicked. Boardrooms filled with anxiety. A battle for control had begun. Without a single word being spoken, the court steps in. The matter escalated all the way to the courts. And in a landmark moment, the courts gave a simple but powerful advice: if the promoter families wish to retain control, they must buy back shares from the public and increase their own stake. A price war begins. What followed was a dramatic price surge. As promoters rushed to buy shares, prices soared. Every share became a battleground. Every trade, a step toward saving their legacy. And Lord Paul's move had forced Indian promoters to do what they should have done long ago: strengthen their own holdings. The lesson that changed corporate India. This episode became a case study, a lesson in corporate control. Because sometimes, control isn't about owning 51%. Sometimes, even a 7% stake can challenge an empire. When promoters hold too little, anyone with vision and timing can change the game. The legacy of the 7% story. Lord Swaraj Paul's 7% takeover attempt didn't just shake two companies. It shook the entire mindset of Indian corporate governance. It reminded India that true control comes from commitment, not from assumptions, not from legacy, but from ownership.